Hi guys, my name is Sibongile Ndlovu and welcome to the girls table. Yes, you heard that right. It's all things feminine here. I hope y'all are ready because today we're going to unpack a topic that gives me mixed emotions. But before we get into it, please like, subscribe, share and comment. And do follow us on our social media pages. For Twitter, it's at table_girls. For Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, it's the girls table. Give us your views. We want to hear what's on your mind. Let's talk about the quota system today. So over the past few days, I was just doing a bit of research to find out how many people actually know about the quota system. And my findings were shocking and disheartening, you guys. How is it that people are not informed? What's up? Is the information being given to a certain group of people, or it's not being given out at all? Because how do people not know of something that was implemented 10 years ago? Anyways, quotas in politics may be defined as an affirmative measure which establishes a fixed percentage for the nomination or representation of a specific group. They're generally used to increase the participation of this group in decision-making positions and most often take the form of a critical minimum such as 20, 30, or 40%. Quotas can be designed as gender neutral or gender specific, and today we're looking at the gender specific quota system that was implemented here in Zimbabwe sometime in 2013. An increasing number of countries are currently introducing various types of gender quotas for public elections. In fact, half of the countries of the world today use some type of electoral quota for their parliament. Quota systems aim at ensuring that women constitute at least a critical minority of 30 or 40%, as I had said before. Quotas for women entail that women must constitute a certain number or percentage of the members of a body, whether it is a candidate list, a parliamentary assembly, a committee, or government. The quota system places the burden of recruitment not on the individual woman, but on those who control the recruitment process. The core idea behind this system is to recruit women into political positions and to ensure that women are not only a token few in political life. Yes, you heard that, not just a token. Previous notions of having reserved seats for only one or for very few women, representing a vague and all-embracing category of women, are no longer considered sufficient. Today, quota systems aim at ensuring that women constitute a large minority of 20, 30, or 40%, or even to ensure true gender balance of 50-50. In some countries, quotas are applied as a temporary measure, that is to say, until the barriers for women's entry into politics are removed. But most countries with quotas have not limited their use of quotas in time. So from what we have seen, most quotas aim at increasing women representation because the problem to be addressed usually is the underrepresentation of women. This is particularly relevant since women usually constitute 50% of the population in any given country, and in Zimbabwe, women constitute 52% of the population. So when I first heard about the quota system, I was all for it, So happy that women are getting recognition and are being encouraged to take their rightful place in parliament. But oh well, as we all know, things don't always go as we expect them to. There are people that become selfish and divert the original use of plans for their own benefit. I came across an article from March 2021, which was titled, "Male Politicians Using the Quota System to Abuse Women." My word, that's something right there. So in this article, the politics and decision-making cluster leader of the Women's Coalition of Zimbabwe says women were coming in as technocrats, but when we look back, political parties decided to grab and misuse the systems. Others were now quoting women, sleeping with them, on the pretext they will be on the PR list. And as gender activists, this is not what they had advocated for. But don't we come across this all the time? I mean, it's something that has been so normalized in Zimbabwe, and honestly, it's disheartening. this whole sleeping with someone because they say they will give you something in return. And women are always victims of such things. That's why you find that some women who are there under that list are just books placed on top of a shelf, waiting for someone to open and read it when they go to parliament. They don't even know why they're there. It is believed that political parties diverted the original ideology of the quota system, and this has people wanting the quota system to be done away with because it has been changed. The women in the Women's Coalition of Zimbabwe are now advocating for gender parity. We don't want the free seats, they say. We have the capacity, and as women, we can contest and go to the ballot box. Now we are fighting political parties that when they submit list of their candidates, there should be equal representation. This is the 50-50 we are crying for. You'll find that some male politicians took advantage of proportional representation to abuse women, promising them favors to have them elected, in the process soiling its intended motive, I also found an interesting statement that was made by Ndlovu, which says the term prostitute is part of the political grammar in Zimbabwe, used to discipline women's participation in party politics. And you'll find that such terms are often used as a social control mechanism to prohibit women from being actively involved in politics. After getting all this, we then wonder if the young women will actually want to participate in politics. I mean, we have so much that we are fighting, and the sad part is that this fight did not start today. It has been going on. Where are we going wrong? I asked myself this question and realized that maybe the gap that we have doesn't have to be covered by the generation of women that is already there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they've been comfortable in their own space, behind the scenes, not being known, and they wouldn't be able to recognize such opportunities given the chance. But we do have quite a number of women who we commend for rising in politics regardless of these circumstances. Because what I was talking about, for example, per se, ever since from the time that you're born, from birth, you've been locked up in a room. You get things that you think you need. Like, this is what you think, oh, this is everything for me. This room is everything. You've never been outside. You don't know what outside looks like. You don't even know what's outside there. And then all of a sudden, 20 years later, someone comes and opens the door for you and says, go outside. You wouldn't even be able to go. You wouldn't know what the importance of going outside is, because your life is perfect. You have everything that you need. You have everything you have ever known. So you don't see the need for change, which is the same thing as I'm saying right now, that some of the women in the older generation, they don't know about the quota system. And even if they were to be informed, they wouldn't be moved, because they're okay with the way things are. They're okay with the way things are, the way things have been before. But anyway, I strongly feel like the gap will be covered by us, the young women. Moving forward, I came across an article on Kubatana.net and it says that the women's quota system in parliament, which has been extended by a further 10 years, is mere tokenism that will never empower any woman. Let's agree to disagree, because as a young woman, I'm here saying, let's take a stand. The chance we have is now. The change we need won't come overnight. We already have people that came before us that have been paving the path for us, and things won't get easier. They'll only get harder. But we shouldn't be shaken. We should remember what we stand for and change the stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? Because we have identified the problem. And us as the young women going forward, we know exactly how to go about it. And I feel like things are a bit easier for us because there are people who had already started paving this path for us 10 years ago. I mean, yes, the fact that the quota system was implemented 10 years ago and some of us are only finding out about it now, yes, it's a little setback. But we have another 10 years to bring the change that we need, It doesn't stop here, and it won't stop in the next 10 years again. I'm not saying that in the last 10 years no change was brought about, because that would just be a lie. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that with this next 10 years, let's take the step. Let's go forward. Let's go to the ballot box. Let's contest those things, Let's be represented. Let our voices go out there. Anyway, if you feel like there's anything that I have left out, or anything that you don't agree with that I have said today, you can hit us up on our social media pages. As I said before, on Twitter, it's table_girls. For Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, it's The Girls Table. That's it from me for today. Peace out.